everybody, it's Rick from Worms with Rick. As you can see, the worms went ahead and ate most of this napkin up, or at least a big hole in the napkin. I can't remember what I last fed, but I do now, after seeing it, remember I did throw some leaves in here. Yes, no food in the feeding area. Wow. So I know I did move this tray up, and you can see it's missing a lot of bedding, so I'm going to add bedding right now, and I'm going to have to continue to add over the next few weeks. But that will help to bulk this up a little bit. Because it's dry and fresh bedding, I'm going to add a little ground coffee to it right now. And also a little of the ground up eggshell grit. The ground up eggshells serve a few purposes. It kind of adds a little calcium. However, this calcium is not bioavailable for the plants right now. It needs to be processed, so when the worms eat it and then poop it back out, that helps to start breaking it down and making that calcium available. Also, if the bin starts to get too acidic, this helps to balance the pH and bring it closer back to neutral. And then also, the worms use this as a grit. So, because they don't have teeth, as they take small bites and squirm around, this helps to process and digest their food because they have a crop and a gizzard. So, this in their crop and gizzard goes ahead and helps to break down the food. Going for a nice large handful, maybe a little bit more. This is the pulp from a juicer. And you can see, hopefully, multicolors. Got some kind of yellows and orange, greens, pink, purples. So one thing to remember when you're feeding the worms is kind of feed them the way you would eat. You don't want to just eat cardboard or just eat, kale. You want to have kale and lemons and spinach, and you need to have some diversity, apples and bananas and carrots. So that's one thing that's nice with the pulp and putting it through the juicer. When the juice gets extracted, all this pulp still has some good nutrition, and then now it can be given to the worms. And then one other thing that I always try to do is make sure that I freeze the food scraps first, and then B, I make sure that I cover them up, preferably with some castings. So now everything's well covered. To the top of that feeding area, I'm going to add a little bit of worm chow. This is going to be available for the worms right now. And it's also pulverized. This consists of expired oats, flour, cornmeal, and a little pulverized eggshell. This being bioavailable right now for the worms, if a worm's to crawl up and start nibbling on this, they can start processing it. Typically, they're not going to do that with quote-unquote fresh food. They need the microbes and the bin biology to start essentially making it more appetizing for them. This was a pretty quick feeding. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can follow along and check out the different systems. This is the Vermihut Plus. I have a couple totes, a 5-gallon worm bin and also a shoebox worm bin. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them down in the comments. Thanks for coming along checking out this video. Everybody have a great day.